Morning everybody, welcome back to the plot where we're no dig and chemical free. Exactly on the right hand side we are currently looking on quite a breezy day at the garlic because the bases of the plant's beginning to turn brown and it's ready to be harvested really. I have absolutely no idea what size bulbs we're going to get out of these guys, so let's take a look. It's going to be interesting. It's a bit breezy. Hopefully we won't get blown over by the wind. So let's see what we've got. Okay, so I've been trying to get in here and do some weeding as well for the last few days, but I've not been able to because of the wind, the weather. We've had quite a bit of rain here, more than we would normally get. We're halfway through the month and already we've hit our monthly rainfall target, which is only 65 millimeters. Anyway, so I want to get these guys out of the ground, and the thing is that I'm gently pulling on these and they are pretty well in there, so I've got to ease them out gently without too much soil disturbance. And that is a surprise because I'm looking at that stem thinking it's quite thin, but that is the size of the bulb, so that I'm quite happy about. Again, not a bad size in relative terms compared to the size of the stem. The other thing you're going to notice is that the soil in here is quite moist. There you go, that's another good one. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is, hello Jack. Oh, yeah, go on, I dare you. Never worked with animals. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the rest of this bed and harvest these garlics and also clear the bed of weeds. So 2 jobs at once, and we'll come back at the end and we'll see just how many we've got. But looking at those first 3 that have come out, that is not only very nice to see, it smells nice too. Okay, I think we better crack on with this before the cat does it again and knocks the camera. Well, when I first started harvesting these, I thought I might need the fork, but in actual fact I didn't, because if you grab the garlic bulb at the, let's see if I can show you here, these are a bit small, but you take it from the, oops, sometimes they break off like that, and you just get your fingers in, pull the bulb out, it's not a problem. But in the main, you'll get your fingers down to the base of the stem, just above the soil, and give it a gentle tug, and it comes out quite easy. You see? Now, I've had one or two out of here that are just tiny. It's to be expected. I can't remember how many bulbs I put in here, but it was a lot. Say bulbs, they were cloves. So pop them there. No dig beds, always get weeds. And as I say, I did want to weed this during the week, but the weather got the better of me and I couldn't get out here to do it. But it's not, again, you know, it's a no dig bed, so it's very easy to pull these things out. And if you look at that, by the root, as these garlics coming out are showing. Now, this no dig bed is made up in exactly the same way as all the others. So there's an element of cardboard at the base. There's also then a layer of sawdust, quite a thick layer, and then horse manure, and then a final dressing of compost. So that's the bed established. And looking at this harvest, it's showing me that it works, and it works well. We've had a fair bit of rain, as I was saying earlier, these last few weeks, and it's certainly quite a bit of moisture in the ground, so that's helped these guys no end. See, I'm coming to the end, and there's always one that's just going to be a bit awkward. Come on, fella, out you come. But as I'm putting these garlics up, it is actually showing me, or exposing, the sawdust that I put in last year. And if I show you one of these bulbs, it will give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So all of them have a residue of the sawdust, as you can see there, and it's fairly moist, but it still hasn't properly decomposed, but that's okay. Now, what I've got to do is collect all these bulbs up and get them ready for their next stage of their lives. So let's have a look and see what that's going to be. Okay, so we've got all the garlics out, and I've actually just counted 130 bulbs of the wonderful thing. So even if you had one and 2 cloves or 2 bulbs every week, that's more than a year's supply. So happy days. To be fair, I tend to use bulbs as a whole thing. So when I make a soup, for example, I always roast the veg and I put a whole bulb in. I don't bother with cloves. It's a sweeter flavour. It's a bit more intense, but it's very pleasant. So that's what I do. Anyway, so here's the bed, free of garlic, not free of weeds. So now my next job is to get this all weeded and prepped ready for the next sowing that I can put in straight away. And we'll come back to that in the next video. But back to the actual garlics themselves. I've just missed one, so I've got 131. Let's just grab him. He's hiding behind a tomato. So let's just take this one out. So, oh, there's 2 there. Look at those guys. Not bad. Hello, puss. So, we've got so many, and I've put them in the wheelbarrow. And now what I've got to do is get them all organised and set them up on a rack so they can start the drying or curing process. Right then, so we are in the shed with a wheelbarrow full of very strong smelling garlic. Now what I want to do first of all, these guys have got to be dried out. So my plan is to lay them out on this bench here, because the first thing I want to do is dry out all the soil from the roots and the sawdust and all that kind of stuff, which will make, oh, wow, that is strong, but it's going to make it easier to handle afterwards. So this is going, these are going to stay in here for a few days, and just like I say, if I can get the get them to dry out a bit, because it's nice and warm in here. I would normally do it outside, but there's a chance of some showers at the minute, and I don't really want to get them wet. I want them, like I say, I want the soil to dry out. And then once that's happened, I can then, any dried out leaves, whatever else, I can peel those off as well. And then I will put them outside onto a rack for them to cure in the sun. And then when they're ready, the lady of the house, because she's good at this and I'm not, will plait them, which we can then hang up in our store to use. Blimey, that's how strong. To use through the winter. So yeah, like I say, the priority at the minute is just to get these guys dried out a little bit to loosen up the soil, because you can see there, you know, it's a bit damp in it. And by doing that, I also get the opportunity to collect all that good quality compost that they've been growing in and put it back through the system. So nothing's going to waste. And then once these guys go outside onto the proper drying rack, we will check their progress. So I do my weekly tours. So I won't just, you know, I won't do a video just about putting them on a rack. It's pretty boring. But you'll see how they get on over the next few weeks and cure naturally in the sunlight. There we go, look at them. Now that to me is a result. Look at all those guys. So like I say, we'll leave them there, let them dry out, collect up all the soil. I've got a fair bit in there already, so that can go straight back. Oh, missed one. So that can go straight back. Oh, there's a few ones there without any, see, but they're all okay. Quick check through. Okay, right. So that's in the wheelbarrow. It can go straight back onto the compost heap, and it can recycle. And then we're away. That's a very good result. I actually had a recount just now. We've got 140 bulbs, and that rings a bell with the amount of cloves that I put in. I think I put in 144. So 140. Pretty good going, I think. Wow. It's going to make this shed smell for a few days, but never mind. So there's the bed that's cleared of garlic now. There's a few scraggly weeds in there that I need to pull out, a little bit of bindweed. I've given it a quick gentle rake over to get it level again, and now that bed is ready for the next crop to go in. So if you'd like to know what that's going to be, then you'll have to tune in. Best way to do that, subscribe and like the channel, hit the bell button, and you know when the video comes up. But in the next couple of days, this is going to have something new in there. I've also got to weed through these onions here. These are the ones that I put in the spring of this year. Those garlics went in last end of October, as did these onions. So I've got a little bit of weeding to do through here. I shall crack on with that now. But in the meantime, hope you found the video interesting, and I'll catch up with you very soon. So for now, take care. And where's that cat? He's here somewhere.